Here's how to change your wipers and Rain-X your windshield using a Volkswagen Jetta Wagon as an example. The first mistake I made was I bought normal Bosch wipers in the lengths that I needed for this car. The mistake was that I forgot that the Volkswagen ones are special. The normal Bosch ones have a frame along the backside and this kind of an attacher. The Volkswagen ones have a very different one, and they don't have really a ridge back. They're just flexible. So that helps them stay in contact better, I suppose, is the theory, and maybe less moving mass. You'll notice you have two different length wipers for the front of most cars, and this particular car actually has a rear wiper. I'm not going to change that today. A lot of cars allow you to pick up the wiper and have it sitting at an angle that's easier to work on. For whatever reason, Volkswagen does not. So you just have to kind of do it in place. So let's first of all make sure that we have the right blade in the right spot. That one goes there. That one goes there. They're the right lengths. You can see the little button here like that. And we're going to pull this blade out by pushing on the front and kind of right this button in as we pull this out. And that's the old one. Then the new one simply pushes, make sure it's all the way engaged. You push it in until that little nub sticks up through there, and then just make sure it's solid. And that's it. The other one's the same way. Again, you push this piece down in until it releases out. Hold it up so that metal doesn't scratch your windshield. Hold it the right orientation so the button's on the inside. Push it in until it engages, and that's it. Make sure it's solid, and that's all there is to changing the wipers. Now to treat it with Rain-X, which is a good practice to do, especially when you change the wipers, just makes everything slick, water beads off easier, you don't need the wipers as much, and it's easier on them. First take one rag, spray it full of Rain-X, plenty wet, and then just pick an area and start wiping. Cover maybe a quarter or third of the shield. Wipe it back and forth a couple times. Try to get in all the corners where you can. Once you get that done, then take a clean rag and wipe it off. If you don't wipe it off well, what you'll find out is the next time you go drive it in the sun, it's going to glare like crazy. The stuff leaves kind of a residue if you don't clean it off properly, and it'll be blinding. So make real sure to use that dry rag and wipe it off well. Again, use your applicator rag. Go with the middle third this time. Take my clean rag, wipe it off well. Now before I spray this other section, let me put some water on it just to show you the difference between the treated and the non-treated. Pour it on here and it just kind of runs down, right? See how it beads up much more? The real magic in it is when you take it out on the highway, because as it beads, it blows off the car much easier than when it kind of puddles like this. So if you have a good coat of Rain-X on it, you can almost drive without wipers in most rain. Not that I recommend it, but in case something's wrong with your wipers or they're getting old, it is a nice backup plan. You want to make sure the windscreen is dry before you apply this stuff and clean. We'll do our last section here. It's probably right on the verge of being a little bit close to too warm to do this. Better to do it when it's a little bit cool, but this is Texas, so you do what you can with what you got. And again, make real sure all that residue is wiped off. So if it's anything left, you're gonna be cussing next time you get in the car. And there you go. Windshield's good for the next rainstorm.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel below and let's celebrate turning fuel and air into adrenaline.